Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who are teaching this truth in sincerity. And a shout out to Yakim that's out there in four quarters of the earth proclaiming this truth. Bracha the Yahweh, Bracha the Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash, Bracha Tub. So, out here another week as we're nearing the end of the week, and you've seen a lot of things kick off since the Sabbath as of Saturday to Sunday. You had the distraction of the Kentucky Derby, then you've seen a lot of things pop up, such as the U.S. moving into both the China Seas and the Persian Gulf, to encamp both China and Iran, because, they're finding out that America's not that such superpower. And you got Donald J. Trump going on saying that it was China who broke the trade deal. No, it was America that broke the trade deal. Rightfully so, because of course, when you start putting tariffs on someone, unnecessary taxes, it makes them not want to deal with you, So China stopped even buying from America for quite a while over that, But now he wanted to introduce another 25%, and now he's moving his destroyers into the South China Seas to try to, show his military might. But you see, their military might is starting to grow weak, as these other countries are saying that they are stronger now. Even the smaller countries that you would think of third world countries are starting to stand up, and pretty much are going on with what they were going to do, despite any sanctions that might be put on them, such as Cuba, Iran, and then you had those failed overthrows of Venezuela as they're planning out the next false flag with Guaido. Then you got the Israeli state, Amalek, pretty much pounding the shit out of Gaza, and then they say, hey, we got this new peace plan, and if you're a Palestinian, you better shut the fuck up, because this is our deal, and this is what we've made for you. But you see, people are getting tired of them gutter rats, It's very well known who's running everything. You can say the name Rothschild Rockefeller, everybody knows what the fuck you're talking about. Or you say the name Illuminati, people know what you're talking about now. It's not so secret anymore. Before they used to hide in secrecy, but it's now out there. This information is general, and it's because the people are starting to take a proverb against this place. And I'm talking about Edomites taking a proverb against this place, speaking out against the government, detesting everything that they do. It even went back, even back in '69, they were starting to rival against their government over the Vietnam War. And a lot of people detested the war in Iraq, and on and on. They're not with the government. They ain't pro-government like they were back during World War II. Now, man, there's been a decline, and it's gotten bigger and bigger. So, even the Edomites are taking a proverb against their government. And that means that it's near its end. So I'm going to read out of Zechariah chapter 13, starting verse 7. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, and against the man that in my fallow, saith the Most High of Hosts, smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn my hand upon the little ones. So what does that mean? It means that pretty much that, there's going to be an elect of us, because you get down to verse 8 here. And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith the Most High, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. So there's going to be a pruning. As you know, that there are no more new members joining Great Millstone. So, that means that the elect, the house of David, is pretty much sealed. That's a done deal. So now it's just a matter of the 1/3, those that will hear us as we come out and teach. And then we've been coming out and teaching. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them. So we're going to be brought through the fire, meaning that we're going to be going through Jacob's trouble, but we'll be brought through that, As these bombs start hitting this place and destroying it, we'll be brought through it. As silver is refined, and we'll try them as gold is tried. They shall all on my name, and I will hear them. So they shall call upon the name. And what is the name? The name is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And he shall hear us, because only the people of the Most High can call upon that name. You don't see any of the wicked, the two-thirds. They're calling upon every other name, like Yahweh, Jesus Christ, or God, but he's not going to hear them. No, only his people, the elect of his people. It is my people, and they shall say, the Most High is my power, and that's coming up soon. We won't even have to come out here because of the fact that our people will be sealed, and that's why you're seeing things popped off right and left. Pretty much this economy has come down to there's no mirth left because you're seeing everything closing. Everything's been closing for quite some time because of the fact that it's all purpose for that RFID implant. That you can't buy, sell, or trade unless you receive that mark. Because eventually all these apps, you're going to have the RFID in order to even access it. That's why, they're getting you used to the chip. That's why all the readers out there are all chip readers now. You can't even use the magnetic strip that's on the back of your cards anymore. Pretty much almost all of them now are the chip reader. Of course, Walmart is the first one that started it. And if you go to check your health or whatever, you can even check by your RFID in your hands. So they've been preparing you for this. Pretty much the chip readers are here, and we know that it was in the Obamacare bill. They tried to hide it. They tried to reword it. But that's what Esau does. He changes the words, but he doesn't change the meanings because you got several words that all mean the same thing. It's not a simple language. But that's how Esau tricks you with his witchcraft. But pretty much, though, what's happening, though, is they are now fighting in the land. Zechariah chapter 14 and verse 2, and it reads, "For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the horses rifled, and the women ravished, and half the city shall go forth into captivity, and the residue of thy people shall not be cut off from the city." So what's going to happen, though, is that let's talk about how we would be brought into captivity, which has happened, and the third part of us are going to be the ones that will be awakened to this truth, and we'll come out and prophesy, and we'll come back to law, statutes, and commandments. Then shall the Most High go forth and fight against those nations as when he fought in the day of battle. And that's what's happening now. He's gathering all these nations to battle in the valley of Jehoshaphat. His judgment upon all of them that took part in the taking down of us. Because what is stretch Christianity? It's the replacement of the Israelites. They tell you that you can just be spiritual Israel. Well, part of that's true, but that does not apply to any Edomite. No, you have to be physically Israel, and you also have to be spiritual. And his feet shall stand upon the Mount of Olives, which is before Jerusalem on the east. And the Mount of Olives shall cleave in the midst thereof, toward the east and toward the west. And there shall be very great valley, and half of the mountains shall remove toward the north, and half of it toward the south. So Most High is going to be gathering his elect, and we're going to be returning there. And New Jerusalem is being built as we speak, We believe we're part of New Jerusalem, That is the elect of us. And ye shall flee to the valley of the mountains. Into the valley of the mountains shall reach unto Azai. Yea, ye shall flee like as ye fled from before the earthquake, as in the days of Uzziah, king of Jehoiada, and the Most High, my power shall come, and all the saints with thee. So pretty much, what's happening now is he's gathering his elect. That's why people are waking up to this truth. That's why prophecies are taking place. But it shall be one day which shall be known to the Most High, not day nor night, but it shall come to pass that at evening time it shall be light. And in that day the living waters shall go forth from Jerusalem, half of them toward the former sea, and half of them toward the hinder sea. In summer and winter shall it be. And the Most High shall be king over all the earth. In that day shall there be one power, and his name one. And that's talking about Yahushua. Pretty much he's going to be in rulership, and he's going to have those that made it on this side with him, as joint heirs. And we're going to rule. And this house of Esau is going to be for stubble. This place, Babylon the Great, America, will have been destroyed. It's about to be destroyed now. You can see that, though, that financially it's destroyed. You can't find a job for shit. The mirth is out of this place. Pretty much, though, you're living on death row over here. You could die any minute because you ain't got no protection here. You ain't got no guarantees. There's nothing standing because it was all built upon thievery and lies. And so now all those lies are coming to roost. Everybody sees it for what it is now. And it's a good time to be in. So for all that, we proclaim our heritage, and that's why Esau's trying to take us down. Because he knows that we're coming back to our heritage and that he doesn't have any heritage left. That his time of heritage is no more. He would be the sword of the earth, but by the sword he shall die. And he's dying now. He's addicted to drugs and everything you can think of. He can't handle it. He's not stable. And he's not fit to run anymore. That's why we must come back to our power, which we're doing right now. And eventually, our power will come down in them chariots and gather us from the four quarters of the earth, and then we shall judge this place. That's what we're doing right now when we come out and prophesy. We will be judging them by way of them chariots. For all that, I will say, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rukalkadash, Barak them. Death to America, death to you 2/3. There's no reason to stay here anymore. And you 2/3 want to stay here, you're going to be destroyed here.